I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs spoon. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Rock bottom make a man and some pressure make a gemstone. Trying to put $1 to my name like Creflo. Ninja boy, late to the game, it's in the blood flow. And I'm from the south, it's thick skin and tough bone. Big attitude through big lips with gusto. Trust no kings, that's why they tried to crush souls. But it's IGBO, when the dust blow, this old head be standing there. No silver, just gold. Crack no books on the hustle, I was born to grind. Yo, scared of your potential, I'm adorned with mine. 30 times around the sun, man, of course I shine. My legacy will not dwarf with time. And in my daughter's eyes, it's basic, I must not say quit. Every day sees a present like a Rob St. Nick. Walk a fine line between tenacious and patient. I can't slip, I'm fighting clocks and they can't win.
I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Impeccably I flow, hardest raps you know, breaking status quo, reaping what I sow, artistry like Django. Get it from my mama, hip so thick that I need tempo. Personality spicy, body banging like a bongo. Cause black women been it since Timbuktu since Pharaoh. Sponge rollers and hot combs, lips, cheeks and brow bones. If you ain't for the culture, then please stay out of my zone. These little dummy rappers could never grace my headphones. See, I'm from a place in space where ain't no storytelling, you just had to have been there. If you want the battle, ain't no problem, say where. I got so much experience, I can't even play fair. But I'ma keep evolving and growing and hurting feelings and showing. You need endurance to go in, I got mileage on this pen. I've been busy cause I've been out here schooling all these kids. Took 3 decades to have this glow up that I did.
I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. Turn all of my
shoes last night to see if he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
All right.
Allegedly!
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. Here's a brief disclaimer for tonight's show. Let's watch.
That's ignorant! Allegedly, that's ignorant! Ignorant.
Judgment, Aslı.
Oi, you read my thoughts. You've got the shinin.
You mean shining?
Shh, you wanna get sued?
Judgment, Aslı.
You just use that shin of yours to call me and I'll come a running. But don't be reading my mind between 4 and 5. That's Willie's time.
Hey, yo, Bob. I love him when he does that.
Let's watch.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. And it's so good to see all you guys today. Thank you so much for being here. Tonight is a very, very special night because we are doing an anniversary show about Sebastian Rogers, for Sebastian Rogers, because he is our very first case on this channel and he is still missing, near and dear to our hearts. I posted a video, a short. It turned it into a short this time, but that's okay. And it'll probably get more traction than the other videos do. So I want everybody to see it. It's a tree lighting ceremony for Sebastian that was done. And it's really, really special, you guys. We're going to show it later on in the show. But I also uploaded my very last trip to Victoria Place. And you guys got to watch my ass get chewed out at the end. which is fine by me. I can take a tongue lashing and an ass chewing and still brush myself off. Onward and upward, right? But it is what it is. It was actually because I wanted to film specific things in the neighborhood, and I'm sure they weren't pleased, which I don't blame them. I could see it from all sides. So, Chuchi's, thank you so much for the green hearts for Sebastian. That's the thing for Sebastian. We love our green hearts in here. Thank you. Hey, Scarlet Begonias, thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. I'm so happy. Um, to be here. Like I said, when I first went live, my very first live stream, which we might watch. Oh God. If I can cringe, if I'm not cringing enough that I can, click the mouse. But it was very nerve-wracking getting up here, and talking with you guys and just because I was making videos for a very long time before I was ever going to go live. And I didn't even really think that the lives would take off. But you guys are just so loyal and just great, always in the chat, always conversating with each other. And how the year has gone and how things have grown. If I look back on it, I'm just astonished, really. Thank you, little Miss Sharon. Thank you so much. And I don't want to get teary-eyed, but this is kind of, surreal. And also, it just shows me how many people truly care about Sebastian's case. All the cases that we've taken on, the intro that I usually just use on the day shows is really just all of the cases, and it really says a lot about how things have progressed, right? And I love seeing that. And the only thing that is bittersweet is that Sebastian's still missing, and I want to make a difference and I want to find him. Deafening Silence, good to see you. Gail, so good to see you. Hey, Women's Warrior. And, it's just one of those things where it is super frustrating, right? And it's heartbreaking. Um, there's going to be a lot of appreciation around the holidays, around Sebastian's birthday, all of that. Um, thank you, Chuchi. It says Lady Freedom, just drop a video clip, go watch real quick and come back. Yeah, thank you. Um, Hey, Witchy Mama, good to see you. Hey, Kelly, thank you for hitting the like button, you guys. That really helps out so much. Hey, Ann Reynolds, so good to see you. And a lot of you guys are OGs. Hey, Carrie, thank you so much for being here. And then we have new friends, that are following because of Devlin Tate. And, we're going to get into some of the really crazy stuff that happened. That's why my videos I put videos on late, and then I also came on late. So I'm sorry for that. But I know that, hey, Hope Floats, but I know, and our friend Indigo is here. Um, I know that you guys know it's hard to get all that stuff out really quick, quickly. So, hey, Lori, good to see you. And I was working on that other video for a little bit too. Just didn't finish it up, but I hurried up and did that. So, hey, Deanna, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Our friend Meow and Kiki is here. Thank you so much, Kiki. Thank you. Thank you also to our Kiki 2025 True Crime. And I saw your comment, one of the last ones that popped in before I started. And, I didn't know that this was the first channel. So thank you for sharing that with me, Kiki. And I love having you in here. Kiki is an awesome researcher, you guys. And we've done collaborations together, and it's just been wonderful. Hey, Deanna, thank you so much for the 1-year anniversary. And like I said, I know a lot of you guys are in here with me in the very beginning. So I'm just so glad to see all of you guys. And, again, members, if you're a member, we have our Discord running. So absolutely take advantage of that perk that comes with the membership. And I'm really happy to have the ball rolling on that. Hey, Blessed in Florida. Good evening, Lady Freedom. Happy birthday and happy anniversary. Thank you, Blessed. You're so amazing. Thank you so much. Hashtag Huckleberry. And tonight we're talking about Sebastian. We just love Sebastian. Deanna, that's what I was saying to Jen the other day. I'm like, we just love him so much. I was like, people love Sebastian. And we were both talking about that and just in awe of it, you know. I mean, hey NorCal SoGal, good to see you. Thank you so much for all the well wishes. You guys are so great. I so appreciate all the well wishes and just, you know, the exciting vibe we have in here tonight. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm just, you know, totally feeling it. So, hey, Joe. I can't quite read that. Is it Gia? Um, oh my gosh, you guys have no idea what I've been dealing with this last couple. Okay, you guys have no idea what, but we're not going to let it detour what we had planned for the day. You know what I mean? Like we have goals, okay? And ain't nobody gonna take us off of our trajectory that we're on, right? Nobody's stuffing my basketball. Oh my goodness. Aw, thank you, Brenda Calvert. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. So tonight, of course, Indigo. Oh my gosh, I'm just so glad to have you guys. I'm addicted to talking to you guys too, because every time something happens, I almost feel the urge to just go live and say, "What do you guys think of this?" You know, but I kind of reserve myself until it's time. Thank you, Canine Captain Jules. Thanks so much for being here. Um, Oh boy, Kiki. Well, you know, it's always you always run the risk when you give the benefit of the doubt. I am notorious for giving the benefit of the doubt, but I'll never change. As Seth said in his post, and I agree, do not let the world get you bitter. Do not let them bring you down to their level. And so It's it's a lot. It's a lot. But that's okay. And you know what? Tomorrow's another day, as my mom would say. And you know, maybe something tomorrow will change, or there'll be, you know, people will stay good on their word and you know do the right thing. That's all I'm asking for, honestly. That is all I'm asking for. So I really hope that happens. And we'll just see because sometimes, you know, it's a good thing to wait. You know, we don't always have to react. We can process. We can, you know, take a step back. So that's what we're doing tonight. And plus, nobody's going to get in the way of me talking about this beautiful child, Sebastian Rogers. Yeah, not a chance. Women's Warrior says, I can't believe, lady, that you have only been here a year. I thought you had been around much longer as you are really good at this. Congratulations. Aw, thank you, Women's Warrior. 1 year and happy birthday again. Much love. Thank you. Much love to you too, Women's Warrior. And Kiki says, oh, Lordy. You know, I was doing videos, and when I first started doing videos, it was It's really, you know, a learning curve, a process. And then I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed the artistic expression. So yes, Bo. Oh my goodness. And you know, I did get dinged on my live earlier, but I don't even care. It was so good that they could do it wasn't like a strike or anything negative. It was just like, well, it's copyright is what it was. I think it was banned in some country. I don't know. Not in America though. So, and it wasn't in Canada or any of the friends our friendly places that I know of. So hopefully nobody gets blocked off from that. Um we may have to have a combo, Kiki. I'm down. I had a couple I had a couple combos before I got up here, which I'm glad I did because I did release some of that off and you know talk it through, walk it through, right? Because that helps tremendously. Because if I would have just got up here like right after it all went down, I would have been like, oh, you know, but I did not. I just you know, and shout out to all of you guys who sent me birthday present today. And I went ahead and got Chinese food. So like that made me in a better mood because I just sat there and ate my Chinese food. Like I was mad while I was eating it kind of, but I'm like, oh, this is great. And then also just feeling the love from you guys. Love conquers all the bad. It really does. Just, you know, good people. So thank you very much, Veronica. Thank you so much. So glad to be a part of the Dragon family. Aw, thank you, Veronica. We're glad to have you too. Each and every one of you guys is so important to what we do here, the community that we built over time. And, I just wouldn't have it any other way. I just wouldn't. Um, but could you imagine? What was really cute is when they were talking about, well, that young man's family is very conservative, and so they didn't want the premarital living arrangements, right? And, with her Tourette's, it was funny. Her dad's bald, and then his dad is also bald. And during the whole conversation, at one point, she goes, "You're bald," and it was, and I think she said, "You're fat and bald," or something. But I'm like, oh good lord, how funny is that? Because of course all involuntary, but also just funny, because how can you stay mad at her, right? And then also, how could you not laugh in such a tense situation? um it sometimes it takes an icebreaker. And when you have something like Tourette's, that's absolutely an icebreaker, right? Especially when somebody says, "Suck a pencil," or something like that. Um, yeah, it's very cute. I really, really like that show now. So I'll be watching more episodes, I'm sure. I don't know if they ever did get married, but I know they were engaged. Um, so really, really cute. Um, Oh, how do you get the Discord? Okay, so, go to, no, you should. Okay, so what we're gonna do with the tiers is that the 5.99 one, we're gonna do it like Little Miss Sharon, that's one of my funniest that's one of my favorites. Now I'm gonna say, "Suck a pencil." Um, so cute. But yeah, no, we're gonna do one tier that'd be 5.99, but we're gonna do more of like an investigative kind of like, war room type situation with true crime cases. And I'd like to do something like, hey, we're going to pick a topic, and any information that you guys have, let's throw it out on the table and let's, analyze it. Just something fun that we can do on the side. And for people who really enjoy getting their brain moving with some of these mysteries, I think it would be wonderful to just have like a forum for that. And then add it as a perk too, because I want you guys to get as much out of the memberships as possible. So then, of course, whenever even if you upgrade to that 5.99, then the 3.99 one, you'll get access to all of that too. So that's kind of how it will work. But it's just something fun for us to do. She says the other one does pen 15, right? Bo pen 15. So, but yeah, so it's just something fun, a perk for you guys. And then I'm gonna do one for the mods as well. So I would send you just a link for that one, Women's Warrior, because you have a wrench. So we'll call it like the wrench group or something. I don't know. The wenches with wrenches. Just something fun. It's just fun to interact with the crowd. It's fun to interact with all of you guys, like on another level. And we're gonna try to make it so everybody's like super, safe and fun, and feels good about it, and just a safe environment for people to even just talk true crime, like where you're not going to get attacked for having a difference of opinion. Everybody's opinions are welcome. Healthy debates are good. It sparks new ideas, in my opinion. I don't like to stifle off. I don't erase stuff. I don't. eh, that's called a dirty delete. Oh, wonderful women's warrior. Yes, we would love to have you. Love to have you. And then there's a members only post that I did, and that's how you get the link. But if you can't find it, just email me and I'll get it over to you. And another cool thing about Discord Women's Warrior is that even though you can't make international calls, we can connect on a call like that on Discord. It's like super cool. I love it already. And I was nerding out. Me and Joe were nerding out in there because I was like, look at all the different what did I say? Oh, I'm in gift heaven over here. And just, sending the gifts to everybody. So um Oh, you have long hair, Joe? I didn't picture you with long hair. Huh. Interesting. Seth can suck a pencil. Seth can suck a pencil, says Little Miss Sharon. Or Seth can say suck a pencil to the channel. I just read that completely wrong, but it made me laugh either way. I hope Seth's not in here. If he hears this, he's gonna give me so much crap. All right, so Seth can say suck a pencil to the hate bully channels. That's right. Thank you, Little Miss Sharon. Oh my goodness, that is too funny. Maybe it's a new catchphrase. Maybe that'll be one server, suck a pencil. If you don't like it, suck a pencil. That's too funny. Lady, I need to do a collab with you on some pics. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then Kiki, I don't know. I know Chris's chat was really, really busy the other day. But while I was in there, I was thinking I didn't put copyrighted songs on all of the footage that I did. But if you guys ever, and that's any creator, anyone, if you guys ever want like that raw footage, I could send it to you without any, if you wanted to repost it that way. It won't have the music, and then, excuse me, like other creators, you guys could always pull that into an editor and then extract the audio and delete it out, completely, because I don't talk in these videos except for when the lady was yelling at me and I was like, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Please don't kill me, ma'am, please don't drag me in your house, and because this place gives me the creeps as it is. Give heaven, Joe. So, wenches with wrenches. I love it. I love it. Because down here it's kind of the tropical vibe. Sorry, I missed everyone. I'm on duty tonight. Oh, don't work too hard there, Captain Jules. I appreciate you being here. Lady Guilty of a Crime is covering Devlin's case this week, tomorrow, I believe. Really fantastic. I am so glad about that. I did not hear about that Women's Warrior. It's called Guilty of a Crime. Do I have them on my subscription list? I don't know if I do. I don't think. Have they covered any other cases that we're familiar with? I'm trying to think now because that doesn't ring a bell for some reason, but that doesn't mean I didn't know of a crime. Good. That's fantastic. Guys, Devlin needs the exposure, like really bad, really, really bad. And honestly, he needs someone to come forward and talk. To all the trolls, suck a pencil. Chuchi, exactly. I'm seeing something. The pictures. Okay, now I gotcha. I thought you wanted to do a slideshow, Kiki. I'm like, whoa, that one ran right over my head at first. Okay, wow. Very good. I did see one of the guys on TikTok that I pulled the comments off of that video because there was, sorry, I moved my table there, because the guy that was covering Devlin, and there was about 250 comments in his TikTok or on the video that he posted, and so I snapped some of them that was like local eyewitnesses, because it seems like even when we were listening to Sabrina last night, they were telling like them where, they were giving them the tips, not law enforcement. So weird. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. IML says, is it your birthday, Lady Freedom? If so, happy birthday. Thank you. It is my birthday today. Well, not anymore since it's the 2nd, but yep, yesterday was. And thank you so much. The videos from Mom, those videos were really good. And Bo, like one of the things that was really cool about Mob Crew's videos is that you could even see the certain lights, even in the distance, were stationary, right? So a lot of this like hoopla around like, oh, it was this, it was that. No, you could tell that those were flashlights or headlamps or something. I mean, whatever, our iPhones or our, cell phones have flashlights built into them. So it could have been even something like that, right? It wasn't a keychain flashlight, I can tell you that much. It wasn't, you know, a little keychain flashlight. Thank you, Scarlet Begonias. Thank you so much. So, you know, I mean, there's that. Did y'all see when someone had him flip it to the black and white? Wow. Flip it to the black and white. No, I don't think Veronica, I have missed. Okay, now I didn't see his live tonight. I saw that Chris was going live. I'm like, whoa, Chris, good job. You know, like I didn't know he was gonna go live. See, I'm a member over with Chris. So that's very interesting. Very, very interesting. So I'm not sure if you guys are referring to that because the one I saw that he was just looking at like there was like trees off in the distance and then there was a light. I don't know how to explain it. So I'm not sure. But Kiki was talking because the one that I was in the yesterday or the other day, that one, Kiki and I were talking, and there is a Masonic lodge right next to that cemetery. And the day that Jeff, Jen, and I all went, there was an undertaker there with a coffin. You know, like it's a very active cemetery still, although there are older people there as well. Yes, Kiki, please do, please do. Because yeah, yes, for sure. Besides, they have Bernie's with the headlamps in the middle. Oh yeah, okay. Well, and that's the thing too. Like, and there's also there is beanies. That's right. I think that's what you're talking about because I bought them for like one time. I bought all the guys that I didn't even care. It was like if you know, had a pencil, you were getting if you had a pencil, you were getting a beanie with a freaking headlamp in it from me because I never know what to get guys for Christmas. It's the worst, you know? And I'm just like, here's some freaking barbecue sauce. I don't here's 10 different hot sauces, you know. Let's see how manly you are. No, I'm just teasing. But I do. I'm like, that's what I get for the dudes. And I'm horrible at Christmas gifting for guys. Um, Especially like my one friend, he's got everything. Like, you know, I'm like, what do I buy him? You know, I don't want to get a gift card because that's so impersonal. I'd rather get, you know, a beanie with a headlamp in it. Oh, okay. So yes, the black and white was so much easier to see. See, that's, you know, and Bo, that's the thing. I'm gonna take myself off the stage. Hopefully you guys can I know you can't. Okay, hold on. Let me make myself really little. Maybe that'll help. Move my big head out of the way. Okay, here we go. So up on top of my head, right, you see the photo from Photogate, right? And you can't really see it very well, I guess, but like the one that I did change it over to black and white. I most certainly did. Do I have it still? Do I have to have that? I'm sure I do. I don't remember erasing it, or did I? Good golly, Miss Molly. Did I erase it? I might have. Hmm. No, it would have been a video. Okay, maybe I did to make room for something else. But either way, that was the one that I did and was working on with, you know, some of my mods at the time. And then the outline came about because we were like, is that two people? Is that one? Is it Chris and Katie? Who are they carrying? It looks like Chris with a Lego head. All of this, you know, like, and again, we treat these images as if they were a negative, right? So like anybody that's, and I know my crowd is older people, like I know we're mature people over here, and you know, we remember the days where, you know, you take a picture and then you take the, you know, roll to a center or whatever, like, you know, Walgreens, and they do your photos for you, our photo or whatever, and then you get the physical photos and then you get the negatives with the pack, right? That's how we have to treat these. And our good friend Nisi Marie is very, very versed in doing that. We have a lot of people in our community, but she is one of them that is very good at doing that. Hey, Nicole Carlisle, good to see you. So, it's something that, I get that I mean, something like this, in my opinion, is not a pareidolia. It's you're busted. It's parabustia. Uh, yes, lady, he just put a different filter on the picture. Right. That's all I did. This is all I did. But the one that's more purple colored, that's our friend Limelit Girl. She did that. And that one's even more pronounced, in my opinion. That one is better than mine, in my opinion. I'm not afraid to say it. It is what it is. It's like that one's better. She did a very, very good job. And so did another one of our friends that I don't want to say because there was so much disgusting crap over it. But the people get pissed off when people tell the truth. They don't like the truth out there, right? Mr. Chris with his scratches or bite marks, whatever they are. Joe says, lady, the Daniel Robinson disappearance here in Phoenix, another autistic guy from my neighborhood, possible SK of gay men. And oh, Phoenix also. Really? Oh, my goodness. All right, Joe, I need to get on that because I know you're always asking me to get on Daniel Robinson's case, and I will. Oh, man. And it's terrible. It's so terrible. Yes, Veronica sent it to me and I enhanced some. Oh, nice. Nice, 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 Kiki. Yeah. Some of these programs out there, guys, are really great. So if you can imagine what we have at our fingertips, just imagine what the FBI has at theirs, Um, just amazing. I thought there might be a light in the ground at the big monument, but there was definitely car lights in the cemetery. Yeah. Um, and I will say this, Brenda, from my days of hanging out over by Terry Lynn's, I will say that there was a lot of talk about that cemetery. So I think the locals knew a lot more about what was going on in the activity in that cemetery, and people, for some reason, are not coming forward. And again, I can't force them to. I can't force people to do the right thing. I can just ask them to do the right thing. I can't force them. But that's what I, was talking about with the locals, is that they've all gone freaking loco, which is crazy, right? Because that's crazy to me that you would keep any information withheld in this child's case. But yet we see it all the time. Carrie Jackson says, how many years did Katie have custody of Sebastian for before he disappeared? Okay, so they had established through family court in California 50-50 joint custody after some hoopla, right? After some back and forth, after some shit. And then they both had custody, but Katie had the majority, right? So she had Sebastian throughout the week, and then Seth had every other weekend, and then there were some special concessions that they kind of made between themselves, which is always highly recommended in my opinion. Why fight with each other if you don't have to? It's worse on the kids. So got ammo for guys, some jockey spray. Joe, that's hilarious. But tuck that in the beanie with the headlamp. It's every guy's dream. Thanks, Joe. now I know. Now I know what to get. My son gets mad if I don't get him new socks. Oh, I love that though. Like it was a tradition in our family where you would get, to open one present. And then, as you get older, you're like, why is it always pajamas? So that way we can wear them for pictures in the morning. That was my mom, right? And like, I'd always like get excited, like maybe I won't have to open the pajamas this year. And then I realized there was a reason, there was a method to her madness, Dude wipes. Little Miss Sharon. Now we have dude wipes. See? That's fantastic. Dude wipes are everywhere, you guys, because on the way home, I saw them in the gas stations. It was one of those things, again, where I never heard about them And then all of a sudden I see him everywhere. It's crazy. Right, a filter that you can turn it into a photograph from years ago. It's like a negative if you all are old enough that remembers photograph negatives. That's right, Veronica. That's exactly what it is. And people were like, "Oh, it's a blob. It's a this." No, it's not. These are images of people, right? They're people. But then when people don't have an understanding of it, that's why people are so confused. And then once they can understand it, it's like, oh yeah. But nobody really kind of took the time out to understand it. Also, I will say that, like in terms of the footage itself, um, these cameras at night, they do not record in color, right? Because I mean it's dark, so they record in like a black, excuse me, it's called grayscale, um like black and white. So hey, Cinderella, welcome in. What do we have? You owe me a Coke. Veronica. Jinx, you owe me a Coke. My son looked at it and said he saw three on what I sent you, but I see one. He's not even heard anything about this. Wow. And that's the thing. A fresh set of eyes never hurts. A fresh set of eyeballs never hurts, you know? Nicole says she remembers negatives. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it's interesting, when especially because maybe if we put something like that on TikTok, the kids wouldn't understand it until we, maybe they did a bit of research or explaining. We would have to explain it. I haven't caught a live in forever, but glad to be here. Yay, Nicole. I'm so glad to have you here. I'm glad I'm not the only older one. Not saying anyone's old. I'm 25 to 30 in my mind. That's right, Veronica. That's right. Even today when I had to Google my own that was terrible. I was like, it was like first thing in the morning. I'm like, how old am I today? Brenda says there was a light in the car. Excuse me, Brenda, there was a light and car lights. I've got a thing. Wow. Wow. I just knew there was something up with that cemetery. And, Jen was picking places for us to go to. So, I mean, that's another thing, where I was completely trusting Jen because obviously she's a local for one. She knows it, she's been searching from the beginning. She's on this case from the beginning. So, those areas are high, of high importance. If you guys haven't had a chance to go back and look at my footage from that time, I mean, the big disadvantage one, I was there in October, almost 2 years later. That's the major thing to consider. Everything else, Jen and Jeff were explaining, like, this wasn't here, that wasn't here. Those big culverts were like open, you know, that sort of thing. Yeah, we just got to say, in my opinion, exactly. It's crazy how so many know about it and won't come forward. It's sad. Well, and that's the thing, Nicole. I really wish that they weren't afraid. Um, I wish they weren't afraid. It should have been over and done with, and I thought it would be. Like, I really thought, in the first couple months, especially when Chris was coming out and Katie were coming out and their stories were changing and all this stuff, I'm like, "Oh, it's only a matter of time before the police are, gonna bust them and they're gonna get pinched." No. This is so freaking ridiculous. Then we got the whole Duck Dynasty that we didn't even know about, right? Total corruption, in my opinion. I know this should be over and done. Oh, sorry, I just read that one. Seth needs some kind of peace. That's what I didn't read. Thank you, Veronica, and I agree with that. It's almost like they get some sick pleasure out of it. I hate to think that way, but that's just what it looks like. Optically, it looks like shit. I don't think Robinson is alive, but his dad is a vet and wants him his remains. Oh my goodness. Of course he does, Joe. Oh my goodness. That is so sad. That is so absolutely sad. And, you know, um, we look at these cases and, it could happen to anyone. It could happen to a law enforcement officer. It could happen to, the richest person. It could happen to the poorest. It's very indiscriminate. And then, of course, when we have foul play suspected, it's even more unfathomable because that means somebody that they knew that had access, that was close, that was trusted, has something to do with it. Brenda says, even CP's favorite YouTuber talked about the cemetery in the beginning. Sure did. Yeah, everybody was talking about the cemetery, Brenda. And that was the thing that I was doing, that I wasn't familiar with, was listening to all these creators that I had no idea who they were, right? Because I mean, I'd listened to, before Sebastian, it was, Grizzly, and, I even listened to Gray Hughes. I did. I did. But I mean, I was watching Jay is for Justice back then, following those channels. But yeah, but then I started just searching Sebastian every morning. I type his name in, and that was what was popping in, was all the hate channels and weird people that, came along with that. Oh yeah, Christmas Eve boxes. That's cute, Kiki. I know Kiki's so cute. She's got Christmas. I mean, on lock this year because I know she's been doing Christmas for a little while. Ew, dude, white. Trust me. Just take a shower, guys. Carrie. I know it's weird. I can't believe they've taken off like they have. But some of their promotional and marketing material had me sucked into it. So, well, CP told Seth he needed to go to church. Well, that makes sense to me, especially now. I know. And people were saying that too, over in Chris's. And I was definitely nodding my head, like, yeah, really. Um, that's right. Ah, that's so cute. Cute, Kiki. Yeah, PJ's house shoes, a board game, and candy or popcorn. Ooh, see, I didn't get any candy the night before, Kiki. Kiki, I was underprivileged. No, I'm just kidding. That is so cute. I love that. I love that. I have to flip out the old picture negatives to show these youngsters. That's right, Veronica. Exactly. 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 Wish Jen could go by the cemetery and see what the concrete thing is in front of the pond in the cemetery. Concrete thing is in front of the pond. I don't remember seeing it. I might be a little bit behind on that. If they showed a picture of it somewhere else. Cece has a birthday coming up. Happy early birthday, Cece. Excuse me, Cinderella has an early birthday coming up. Happy birthday, Cinderella. Oh, Corruption 101 Sumner County for sure. I mean, I've tried to go back and forth and give the benefit of the doubts. That's where I'm notorious for doing that. And Bo, they did, to the best of my knowledge, they did search that pond. But here's the thing about that, is that, those ponds can be very like mucky and muddy and drudgy, or whatever word. And they can be like quicksand. And so I don't know. I always wondered if maybe I don't know. I can't even say it. I think you guys probably know where I'm going with that. Silvers thinks it needs to be searched ASAP. Really, Nicole? Wow. And you know what? I'll tell you, uh, Silvers has been boots on the ground too. And so with that knowledge, if he says so, I'm right with him. Thank you, Couponing. Thank you for being here. Couponing is one of our OGs. Oh, there's Detroit, my OG friend too. Good to see you, Detroit. Thanks for being here. So let's see here. Joe says it's possible Robinson walked into the desert for oh my gosh, the desert makes things a lot worse in terms of searching. Wow. Aw. I wonder, did he get just sometimes people get lost out there, I know, like, or hurt. Um, is there a church by the cemetery? Uh, yes, I believe so, Nicole, I believe so. At the beginning, I was watching everything and yeah, anything. Yes, about Sebastian, even Clue. Well, me too. Well, and I remember when Clue wasn't as bad, I guess, or she was kind of staying, investigative, hat on rather than, Proudfoot blinders or whatever. But the first time I really ever watched her was probably not the best impression. Because it was, well, excuse me, it was whenever they did the sling blade bit, which I was none too impressed with. Thank you, NorCal SoGal, for I'm trying to think back. I'm like, I know there's the great big church, and I'm like, but I think there is because the church owns like all that property too. That's right. Thank you, NorCal SoGal. Oh, they're just so bad. And then Nicole, to see that the Duck Dynasty photo, I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. But the more times, that's what I'm finding too with Devlin's case is the more times I second guess myself, the more times I'm realizing that I shouldn't. But I also don't ever want to jump to conclusions. So, but it's like, I'll say, well, maybe I'll give this person the benefit of the doubt, and then something is shown to me, right? Like somebody might send me something, or I might be perusing myself and look and notice something, and I realize my initial analysis was correct. Veronica says, yeah, would be good to have her maybe drive around the cemetery and go slow, showing everything. Well, and I also know that the Hatfield and the McCoys did search that area as well. They did. GH bitches in his chat about not getting enough super chats. I know, and he's rude to people. Like that's what I didn't like is one time I was in a live of his and I had said something and like I don't know, he just seemed like he was ignoring everything people were saying that weren't sending a super chat, and that's stupid. I call him gray pubes though. I can't help it. It's hilarious to me. Lady, I wonder if there was a lodge meeting the night the lights were out. They're just wondering, or I'm just wondering allegedly. Yeah, I mean, there could have been. There could have been. I think that one was searched. Yeah, I want to say all the ponds were searched. I thought, Bo, but maybe not. Well, I know they drained the one pond, but the other one, yeah, they did. The one that Max had sniffed up to, had tracked, sniffed up to, I guess, because he didn't jump in there. We always laugh and say he didn't swan dive in there. Dogs don't do that. But it's owned by the church. If it, whatever's on that property is owned by the church. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Nicole. And I'm gonna tell you, there's no way Sebastian walked with no shoes on into the woods by himself. There's just no way he did that. I mean, even though I don't know Sebastian, I don't, I wish I did. He seems like a really cool kid. But no. Because look, I couldn't even step on the outskirts of the woods without getting stuck by picker bushes or whatever you call them, brambles, brumbles, whatever. There was a pond at the construction and one in the cemetery. Yes. Yeah, Kiki. Yeah. There was another one that Jen said they searched too, and you guys would have to go back and watch those other videos. Because I can't remember. Well, I couldn't even describe like the location. But I remember us talking about that. Thank you, Lori, for all the green hearts. Yeah, there is one in the cemetery for sure. Yeah. Indigo says, I wish I knew what more I could do for my son. There's no camera footage, no phone pings. It's such a tight community. Everybody knows everybody. Someone out there knows and has the answers I need. I agree with that, Indigo, and not even knowing fully what the story is and what you've shared with us. I think so too. I didn't realize they were a really tight community like that. And that's the issue that we run into, because it's one thing to have unity, it's great to have community, it's great to have loyalty, but when somebody does something wrong, they should be held accountable, whether they're your best friend, your, child, what have you. If they're, bad in society, then they shouldn't be around other people if they can't handle themselves. If they're going to hurt others, in my opinion. We'll get together too, Indigo, on that as well, because I would love for you to tell your story, and even if you wanted to come up on panel and talk, or however you'd like to do that. Yeah, I and I understand that too. Nicole says Clue started taking the prophet side, Noah's done. And I understand. I know it's weird when people flip the script, right? Joe. But no, it is. It's tough when people do that, because it's confusing. Let's just say that, to the least. But to do it to that level, and also to have it on your show making fun of a child who has autism, and doing the sling blade bit and all that, that's disgusting. Also, Chris Proudfoot wanted a platform so that he could use his voice changer and go up there and act like a fool and make a mockery out of this missing child's case, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And there's a bunch of people out there that are fine with that. It's sick, because and the police did nothing about any of that. That's not normal. Joe. Has Katie ever cried in an interview? She has. She has, Carrie. Well, she fake cried on Duchess because she was like I am right here. And so she was like, "Ooh," right? And then she cried in the Holly Thompson interview, which was the first TV interview they did. And she acted very strange in that one. So she laughed, she cried, she made funny noises, funny faces, very strange interview. It's notorious because it's one of the only ones that they actually show their body language in. That subsequent interviews have been, like I said, Avatar Like Me, but they don't even have a picture of themselves on it. And then they've also showed their face at the year mark. So a few of them, yeah. But the year mark, Katie didn't cry. Again, she did more of, a little bit of crying, but more like weird, like green tea. That's how I have all these crazy pictures of Katie, is because that was her on the news, right? But after they did the Holly Thompson interview, with local news, they did another one with another local news lady, and her name is Caitlin Miller. And I call it the only hands interview, because they just sat there with their big fat sausage fingers and they were like stroking each other. It was really weird. It was the strangest shit I've ever seen in my life, in an interview of parents of a missing child. And I use parents very lightly, Mr. Foot, Stepfoot. They found the plane that went down in the Lake Pontchartrain, in Louisiana. The K9 with Cajun Navy alerted them. Was there. I hadn't heard yet if they found the pilot. I don't know anything about that, Couponi. I didn't even hear about that. And sorry if I botched that, anybody in Louisiana, because I know I do have some people in Louisiana because of Crystal's case. Tina Girl, good to see you. Always trust your gut. That is the best advice. It is the best advice. Anytime I've ever gone against it, I've regretted it. I keep going with my gut. Absolutely, Nicole. Absolutely. Veronica says right, and it's the one by the church that needs to be researched if it has been already. And yes, the mud is so deep. So what if besides might be just around there? Also pray not, but something has got to give. I get it. I get it, Veronica. I know. We're never going to forget about Sebastian, so they might as well get used to it. The pressure is on, and it always will be. Hey, Lori, and thank you so much for encouraging people to hit the like button. They moved it, guys, so you do have to look for it. Hey, I heard that I was in Chris's, and they're like, hit the like. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to hit the like. Then I go out there, I'm like, where's the like? Deanna says, I could tell you stories about a higher level than Masons that would make you stand straight up. I understand, Deanna. I would love to hear more about that, or like if you have research to share it with me, because I've done a lot of research years ago on secret societies, on symbolism, on all of that kind of stuff. I find it extremely interesting. Um, even like subliminal marketing and things like that. I've always been very fascinated with that. And you're right. They're very secretive. They're very corrupt, in my opinion, right? And then a lot of times it's elitists. And when you realize that there are upper echelons, and you do realize, with the Epstein files, we're realizing that now, but years and years ago, I came to that because I would be reading stories or more so information type books. But then there were a few that would have like accounts of people who had been in that life and that type of thing. So I took it all into account. But yeah, it's very interesting how things work, and it explains a lot why there's haves and have-nots in this world. Creepy. Uh, does it get maintained? It does get maintained, Cinderella. Creepy does it get maintained? Sorry. Yeah, Cinderella, it does. It absolutely does. And like I said, when I was there, you guys can see it in the video that I posted. They had a grave, and they were lowering the grave on a Saturday morning. So Sunday morning, rain is falling. Let's see. Hey, Coffee Crime and Cats, good to see you. Hey, Holly, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's very well maintained. And then there's people that have family and loved ones there, and there's older graves as well. But it's absolutely an active cemetery for sure. No doubt about it. Like I obviously saw, we saw them, and I didn't want to be rude, but I panned over to show that they were, they had a fresh grave. And I could tell you stories about oh, sorry, I missed that one, guys. I hit the wrong one. Briars, thank you. Like bangles, brangle bushes, brambles. I don't know. Yes, I do remember that, Ann Reynolds. Lady Freedom, do you remember Terry Lynn saying there was 5 pounds up there? I do remember that. Yeah. Yeah. And she's one of the ones that disappeared in, ugh, I don't know, don't even get me started. But yeah, no, I do remember that, Miss Ann. Hatfield and McCoy searched the cemetery. Yes, they did. They found an orange cone marker. It was said that the Bowerstocks had a stack of them in front of the garage, allegedly. I did hear that as well. Yeah, Detroit, thank you. They sure did. And not that, I used to have those cones too. Well, when Libby played soccer, to help her with her footwork and stuff when she was little. Carrie Jackson says, Indigo, I'm so sorry to hear about your son. What year was it? Thank you, Carrie. Gail says, I had to say, or I hate to say it, but I would want to check on burials in the cemetery on the following week after Sebastian went missing, and I hate to think that way. I understand, Gail. Yeah. It should never be okay to hurt others, friends or not. They took on an oath to serve and protect. I agree with that. I agree with that completely, Tina. Absolutely. There is no friends when a crime is committed. There is no, I mean, you can support your family member, but you cannot allow. I mean, it's like, it angers me like when I hear even someone like Chris Watts and his mother Cindy just, oh my god, my baby. I'm like, ugh. Or watching nasty old Stacy Wandra whine about how he wants to talk to his mommy. It's like, you disgusting dirtbag. Nicole says I didn't and won't take any sides, but Sebastian's side, he deserves justice. That's right, Nicole. That's right. And it isn't about sides. It isn't. It's about what's right and what's wrong. We all know what's right and wrong. So how can you pick a side when you have people that are doing bad on both? There is no sides. You just focus on Sebastian. He's who is missing. Nobody else is missing. That's why it drove me nuts when Julie Skolnick would get up there and just cry and cry and cry. And I'm like, you're not missing. Dry it up, sister. Veronica says in Hatfield, the McCoy didn't search that lake or pond, whatever it is. CP is an asshole. In my opinion, fake cried. Your nose runs when you cry. When you're really crying, yep. And it causes a lot of different responses, even with the facial muscles, right? Like your eyebrows go down, your facial expressions change. I can't wait for Nerdy Addict to come out and do his thing. I've been like stalking his page. I'm like, come on, that interview was she literally snorted and laughed. Boom, Holly, thank you. She did too. Yeah, she snorted and laughed and hit her face in Chris's shoulder because she probably couldn't believe she friggin' did it, just like her oh shit moment. Sebastian would have turned. Oh shit. Sebastian turned. Personally, I don't think KP truly cried on camera. I don't think she did either. I think it was more you're right, Tina. You're right. It was more like performative, right? Her best Meryl Streep is what Pascal used to say. It cracked me up because he's so right on that, and Veronica says, was he really crying? Holly S says, I totally agree. Or wasn't really crying. Yeah. And I mean, anybody can, kind of ham up some tears. I mean, they didn't seem genuine. 1 year, Mark, I know you have other kids who are more important to look for. Yes, exactly. Yes, witchy mama. Who says that? Who says that? It's weird. And then they will share other people's kids' flyers or missing people's flyers, but they don't ever share Sebastian's. It's very strange. Like who does that? Indigo says, thank you. Someday I have the courage to share on YouTube. I'll share with you first in private to hear what you think about his case. Okay, Indigo, it's whenever you're ready, hon. Guys, it's just not easy to share all this stuff. It really isn't. But you best believe if there's somebody doing some dirt in there, I'll be calling their asses out quick, fast, and in a hurry, and I'm not afraid of anyone. Holly says, I'm like, why did they even bother? Well, and that's the thing. It doesn't even make sense. Like, what's the point, right? And they never touch each other. Chris never consoles Katie, right? Like he doesn't like put his arm around her and be like, they're there, or it'll be okay, or I'm so sorry, honey. I mean, like I would be beside myself. Maybe that's because I'm, a female. I'm also a sensitive person. And maybe I would just be beside myself, like worried about my stepchild. And then I would also be trying to comfort my husband. And I'm having to put myself in a kind of an alternate position here, right? Because anyway, I think you guys can understand it. But I would be holding his hand, I would be hugging him, I'd be rubbing his back, anything I had to do to comfort him in that moment. Like what a horrible, horrible thing. Your child's missing. Poof, you don't know where he is. He's gone. And you're sitting there interviewing, and and there was no public plead for Sebastian ever. Never. Oh, we just want them to leave us alone. We just want them to stop bothering us. Really? Well, how about you just tell the truth and you won't be bothered anymore? Granted, you'll probably be sitting in a jail cell, but that's where you deserve to set for the rest of the time you're on this planet. You hurt Sebastian. Anybody that hurt him or is withholding him from his father and the rest of the people that love him. I wonder what happened to Hatfield. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think KP is capable of motherly love, at least not for Sebastian. Well, she sure showed it for Faith. I agree with that, Joe. Oh, Poncho Train? Sausage fingers stroking. She was too. And she was like stroking his arm, and I was like, ew. I just can't handle women that pick their men over their kids. I just can't. Tina Girl says, I feel KP did love Sebastian when he was younger and easier to handle, but since CP came along, he changed her. I agree with that, Tina, and I think the ultimatum made a big difference for Katie. She didn't want to lose Chris, which is highly gross in my opinion. Brenda says the cadaver dogs would be useless in a cemetery. I would guess they would be alerting on everything. Well, not necessarily. And if Jules is in here, she could probably answer it better than I can. Of course. I mean, she absolutely can, not probably. But they would be searching out for a specific, like a decomp scent or bones, or you know what I mean? And anybody in the cemetery would already have been cremated or embalmed, right? So that's a completely different, once you're embalmed, you're not going to smell, right? My word. Yes, and it's a bit creepy. Bad things, just my opinion. The Masons, yeah. Well, the fact that it was right there, right by that. I mean, Holly. Yeah, she became hostile towards him. She did. Well, and I'm sorry, but if somebody told me to come get my word, and that's what that was alleged to have been said. Hey, KJ Mack, that's what's been alleged to have been said. I mean, I would be like, come get your bag. It's waiting for you out the door, bucko. Don't you dare call my child that. Chuchi, thank you so much for gifting a Lady Freedom's Raw Narratives membership. If you get a membership from Chuchi, please say thank you and welcome to the Dragon Tribe. Oh, look, Nicole, how fantastic. Well, welcome to the Dragon Tribe, Nicole. Yay. Unless you're involved in my opinion corruption. Well, and that's true. And that could be a big reason why people are being tight-lipped and why Chris is still with Katie, in my opinion. Women's Warrior says Lady Tennessee is a strange place. Research of it, there's a high rates of missing children, Freemasonry, trafficking, satanic ritualistic cults. It's shocking what you can find out about that state. I would have to agree, Women's Warrior. And then also, with the Buford Pusser case, Pauline Pusser's murder, and then they're exhuming her body, and they're I don't know what the point is of, except for justice for her family, of course. I can't discount that, but Buford Pusser has been dead for 50 years. I'm pretty sure hell's got him if he did something like that to his wife. So why can't we find Sebastian? Let's focus on Sebastian. That's the way I feel. And it is highly corrupt. Look, the good old boy system is a very tough one to be in, right? It's okay if I do something, but heaven forbid you do it. Or how dare you say that? You can't say that, and then in the same breath they'll go say it. It's highly hypocritical, and it's an environment of gaslighting and fear, and everyone's afraid to come forward and speak for justice and take a stand for what's right because they don't want to be the subject of ridicule. Sprinkled Donut is so good to see you. There's been so many studies, guys, even going back to Nazi Germany and why all of these people would absolutely starve and systematically torture people just because they didn't like their religion, right? The Holocaust, there was studies, and Little Red, she was talking about it in her live the one day. And this was a little while back, but it's because people don't want, it's like if you can't beat them, join them, right? Who was going to stand up to that psychopath? Not many people. Otherwise, you might get the gas chamber, or you might be systematically starved and tortured and raped. So, of course, I'm not going to say anything. It's ruled by fear and secrecy. Veronica says no, and what from the first couple of videos, this will be a case that's been studied for years to come. He did say that. He did. Right in the beginning of this case, Chris Proudfoot came onto a worldwide platform like YouTube and said that the police told him that this is going to be a case that will be studied for years. How did you know that already? I wonder, because you already know. Well, I absolutely think that this was all premeditated. I think he brainwashed her against Sebastian, but probably didn't take much. I don't think so. I don't think it took much either, Holly. I think Katie's very immature, and I think she just wants to have fun and just do her thing, right? Live her best life. How can you do that when your son's missing? I don't get it. Aw, thanks, Nicole. I'm happy you're here too. Brenda says, just think what all that man has done that we don't know about, in my opinion. Absolutely. Oh, definitely. I mean, the things that have been covered up, it's a scary thought, isn't it, Tina? It really is. Thanks, Detroit. Definitely planned, absolutely premeditated. Yeah, I mean, otherwise something would have happened right by now. They would have been caught in something. And really, I think the big thing is the shoes. Deanna also agrees, premeditated. The best part about it is that Sebastian left no evidence, says Chris Proudfoot. Boom, Brenda Calvert. The best part about it. Who says that? Chi says, I agree, premeditated. It's almost like nana nana boo boo, right? Duper's Delight. And we've absolutely seen Duper's Delight when it comes to Chris Proudfoot and Katie. They think they're doing really, really good, right? The problem with people thinking they're doing really, really good is most of the times they're doing really, really bad, and people can see that right through it. People can see right through it. That's right, Sprinkled Donut. That's right. Look at how Candace and Don Wells acted after Summer went missing. Their behavior was appalling. I have the top 10 worst statements that the top 10 worst statements that Don Wells has made. And, I've made the video. We've talked about it on the live. You need a barf bag to get through 10 statements that were, it's beyond distasteful. It's beyond, colorful language or, any type of foulness. It is absolutely demented, the things that came out of Don Wells's mouth. And then, I was going to, pee sitting down and all this nonsense, nastiness. It's disgusting. I think it's premeditated in Devlin's case as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. and they wonder why people side eye them, right? And then they get defensive and mad, right, Deanna? And then they're like, oh, well, you know, and they place the blame on others, just like we saw when it came to Heather PI getting yelled at by Chris and Katie Proudfoot when they were already aware of who the PI was, right? Heather Cohen was already on News Nation with Seth. Seth had already agreed to work with them. And what happened? They took a big dump all over it, right? And then they handed it, oh, here you go. Yeah, so much for working with y'all. I wouldn't work with them either. You screw me over once, shame on you. You screw me over twice, shame on me. No, thank you. What, I should give you my forgiveness so you could take a big dump on it? No, thanks. Hi, MSCS says KP isn't just immature, she's selfish. I agree with that 100%. Her and CP are made for each other. Both are selfish and have huge egos. I agree, MSCS, and I'm not a doctor or anything like that, of course. Just disclaimer, I believe that Katie is histrionic, and I think that Chris Proudfoot is a raging narcissist, a malignant one. And that's my Lady Freedom diagnosis, because I am not a doctor, but that's what I see. The characteristics fit. If the shoe fits, wear it. Carrie Jackson says, did Sebastian and Katie ever visit Chris while he worked away from home? Oh, Carrie, that's a good question. So no, they did not. And where Chris was staying was at one of those Yogi Bear campgrounds, and it's very family oriented. But see, the thing is they were having so many issues, especially with CPS. And then Chris left out in the beginning of February. According to him, he wasn't home that entire month. So even when Sebastian was going to visit his dad, he wasn't coming home to Katie. And anybody that's suffered through narcissistic abuse, because I do think that you can be an abuser and a victim at the same time. Two things can be true. And I'm not talking about Sebastian. I'm talking about Katie. So yes, I think he was withholding the love from her, right? And manipulating her to do what he wanted her to do, which was to get rid of Sebastian. It's either him or me, right? He didn't want to wait any longer. He couldn't wait because when the school year was over, and again, Sebastian went missing on February 25th, to the best of our knowledge, 2024, reported missing the next day on the 26th. And you know, the saddest thing is that they couldn't even wait until the school year was over and he was going to go live with Seth full time. They couldn't even wait until Seth could get him into school, online schooling, because he was waitlisted. And they wanted to put him in a home, a behavioral center with juvenile delinquents, in my opinion. You know, and he would have been in a really big pickle if that would have happened, in my opinion. He really would have been, because you're with kids that are, you know, there because they've been naughty, like really bad kids, right? Because they've lived in, you know, horrible situations. I don't blame the kids. I blame the parents, by the way, just to make sure everybody got that straight. But yeah, Carrie, it's wild, right? But yeah, that's kind of what transpired there. And it's absolutely devastating. Poor Sebastian. The Foot tried to snow us with the, kumbaya, exactly, KJ, that's right. Save all the missing children of the world, except Sebastian, of course. Remember that moment where is he united for all the kids' fundraisers now? Oh, I know. And then all the hate channels, including Terry Lynn, turned around and did, oh, let's do a day and I'm going to donate to, you know, the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. What does that have to do with missing children? I'm not saying it's not a worthy cause, but really? I mean, it's beyond disgusting. Then you have people who want street cred and they're giving money to it. Oh yeah, let's support Chris Proudfoot's bullshit idea that he just said to take the heat off of himself and really finding Sebastian. And like you said, KJ, they tried to, snow everybody. And yeah, no thing, it's not working over here. We're too smart for that crap. Coffee Crime and Cat says, if you're innocent parent, step parent, why use the word evidence instead of clue? Oh, boom. Coffee Crime and Cats for the win, etc. Their verbiage is very sus. I agree. It's all about the verbiage, baby. It's all about them words, right? Statement analysis, because they're telling on themselves in these interviews. Absolutely about with Summer skin to skin, to say the least. Oh, it's just so terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Right? Coffee and Crime, and you'd be devastated by the lack of evidence you would find. That's right. You'd want evidence found. And another thing is too, no matter how much people appreciate law enforcement, there's also still a sense of urgency when your child's missing. You're not like, oh, they haven't found my kid yet, they're doing a stellar job. No, you're their advocate. You have to push them. You're going to have to ask the questions. You have to build a good relationship. All of those things are important, unless you're, poor Seth, who's stuck in, corruption land. It's also so weird how the Foots made so many similar statements as Chris Watts and other red rummers, in my opinion. Exactly, Brenda. Exactly. And it's like watching the same interview back to back when you watch some of these, right? The mannerisms, the micro expressions, the statements, Welcome back, Kiki. That's right. Just poop, 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 Joe. Just poop. Sprinkled Donut says, and look at Michael Vaughn's family with Monkey went missing. Totally different. It says a lot to me how these parents act. Oh, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. And I don't even know if there's a word to describe Brandy Vaughn. To me, she is just an example of what a mom would do, right? She's just a really good example of, which sucks for her. It's like the most heartbreaking thing, because you see this really good mom, this really good person, and she's missing her son. She just wants him back. But she's also a shining example of what a real mom is and what a real mom would do. Veronica, yeah, just play one TV, right? Dr. Lady Freedom. Exactly. It's like Dr. Nick from from The Simpsons. Hey, everybody. KJ, right? You beg for any clue to his whereabouts, pleading, begging. I would just beg, 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 beg. Please, if anybody knows anything, Sebastian, if you're listening, those things have never happened. Your mom's got your mom's histrionic, Joe. Well, I know that Amber Turd was histrionic, and she took a big duke in the bed, big grumpy. Two things can definitely be true at once. Yeah, Sprinkled Donut, they really can, and I do think that there's victimology, and as well as narcissistic abuse. But at the hands of Chris, but Katie is also in that dark triad if she's histrionic. It comes along with that territory. Both a victim and a perpetrator, yes. Women's warrior, yes. KJ Max says, this is often overlooked. You can be both a victim and an abuser at the same time. That's a profound statement. Thank you, KJ. Especially when people try to hide behind their victimhood to continue their abuse. Exactly. Or they're always playing that victim role. Like they're so good at it because they do have deep-seated trauma. And the people that are lashing out at other people violently and doing these things, they have like tremendous trauma, and they've never dealt with it. They've never looked internally. And that's a big thing too. These people, they just lack the self-awareness. They're mentally ill, so they have no self-awareness, in my opinion. He didn't need to be put there, in my opinion. Not at all, Nicole. And I can't believe they weren't looking for homes for autistic children to help him with therapies and things like that. If he was having issues, I was blown away to hear that. It still boggles my mind. meaning they let people get away with too much, in my opinion. They do. They do. Oh, well, that was my best friend Billy Bob from back in the day. Well, you know what? Billy Bob's an asshole and he deserves to be in prison. How's that for you? Virtue signaling Holly big time. Big time. Oh, Julius. Oh, poor Julius. No, Joe. No. He's a cutie. And that sticky finger comment, I don't know. Badasses. I know. KJ says, I noticed he tried to the altruism, route with his language. Yeah. Yeah, altruistic, yes. When people didn't believe him and what they didn't when they didn't when that excuse me, and when that didn't work, he went back to his angry outbursts. He's going through so many coping mechanisms, and it is like even defensiveness is a coping mechanism as well. So yeah, that anger, that defensive, that disdain, that absolutely is a coping and defense mechanism. And they've had to do that. That's their go-to, so yeah, Carrie. Thank you, Detroit. Yeah, let's go to Disney. Yeah, let's go to Disney. Let's take a trip. How about Cruella? Let's take a trip with all the grandkids to Disney and leave Sebastian out of it. Oh, oh, that's real nice of you. Your name precedes you. Your reputation. Chris Watson, Katie both mentioned Brussels sprouts. It was the strangest thing. Oh my gosh, Holly. And you and I are like way into the Chris Watts case. Well, even with like Shanann and stuff. And on Thanksgiving, Nancy Grace put out the Sharon Cadle, like she was interviewing Sharon Cadle. But I'm like, that's not even new. It's kind of old news in my opinion. It was an interesting interview, I won't lie, but he was trying to tell Sharon Cadle that like, it wasn't him and all this kind of crazy stuff. But yeah, that dynamic is something else too, because you can look at that case in with many different lenses on, right? And see kind of where the breakdowns were. Very interesting case, but I absolutely agree. And, bulldoze him down. And then you had, what did Chris say? Bum rush, or they're gonna no, Katie said the bulldozing comment, and then Chris Watts said they're gonna mow me down with hugs or something. Oh, let's see. I know you guys will probably tell me. Hey, Angela Salatino, good to see you. I believe T Rev has histrionic personality disorder. I lost all respect for him after the way he treated Seth. Me too. Me too. Well, and also, like, who takes back hot dogs, Oh, Lord. He'd be so much danger at that place, the boys' home. I don't recall the name. Yes, it was the one up in Gallatin. It was the one over there in Gallatin where there was children that passed away. And then New Hampshire sent like 6 kids over to that facility, and they were all abused severely and they were busted out for it, you know? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All of those people are hot messes, They're trying to, act like they're the voice, the hot dogs. They say, I'm the voice for the voiceless. And it's like, I don't even think they want you to be your. No, that's terrible. I shouldn't say that. Oh, the amount of misinformation out in the Chris Watts case is insane. It is, Sprinkle Donut. It is. And I just find it interesting. I like to listen to everybody's points of view, as long as you're not like foul and really like, but if you have some interesting points or some interesting topics of conversation. I've even entertained some of the toxicity that Shanann showed, but then again, I hate to victim blame, but I can see that dynamic, right? Cece's hair, excuse me, Bella's hair. Oh, Bella, look at your hair. I mean, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, it's it's a bad look, and poor Bella. Nicole K has put on weight, stress eating, guilt. I haven't seen a picture of NK. I have not. I have not seen a recent. I heard that somebody caught her out and about and like, snapped a picture like the paparazzi or something, but yeah, she said yes, couponing. She's gonna bulldoze him with hugs. Yeah, yeah. What did Chris say though? Was it bum rush me with hugs? The girls would barrel roll me. Barrel roll. That's what it was. The girls, Cece and Bella, when he come home for work, well, of course they do. They love their daddy. My daddy is a hero, says Bella. My daddy is a hero. I we were out to eat. I was listening to my headbuds and I almost lost it at the table when Nancy played that Bella. My daddy is a hero. He helps me do this and that. Uh, so sad. You know, I've never heard that bulldoze me with hugs or kisses. Never. NorCal SoGal says I've never heard that term bulldoze someone down. Have you? Mm-mm. No, no. He put them in the giant barrels. And then there's this notorious crime photo where the barrels are labeled where Cece was, where Bella was. He put Shanann, in a shallow grave site area with Nico. And I wish to God he would have been charged for Nico. That's always bothered me too. You have to be one sick bee to do that to your little girls. Oh, I know, Kiki. It's like beyond disgusting, and then him, his accounts of everything. Really? Well, I'm glad she's not going to be taking any more bikini pics anytime soon, Joe. You know it. It's interesting that people like to make the victim and the perp all good or all evil, black and white thinking, which is rarely true, extreme thinking. I agree with that so much, KJ Mac. Like, I wish people would understand that because it's not always like the victim, the villain, right? It's all these other circumstances, and as human beings, we are also very complex, and so are our interpersonal relationships. So the fact that we are already complex beings and individuals, and then we, are in social settings or in relationships, it's multifaceted. It's not black and white. It's anything but. There's layers, right? Peeling back those layers is like sometimes very scary. But you're absolutely right. That it is very interesting, and I don't know if it's because of the good versus evil thing, or how we are kind of conditioned socially. I think has a lot to do with it, but I also think that if we could take a step back from that, we would understand situations on a deeper, more complex level. And Witchy says, I think Sharon was a cool or I think Shanann was a little OCD. Yes, I agree. Her house was, immaculate, immaculate. Um, Absolutely. Her office, uber organized, yes, etc. But still blame CW for all of that mess. He cheated, then murdered instead of a divorce. Makes no sense. I agree with that. And that's always, where I stand with this case, with the Chris Watts, Shanann Watts case. Because yeah, am I saying that maybe there was a toxic environment? Well, I can't even say maybe. I'll just be completely honest. Why not? It's night court, it's public opinion. There was a lot of like very mixed up dynamics, and I do think that Shanann wanted to control, but I also know that she loved her girls tremendously. I think she loved Chris tremendously. And then Chris was just kind of like that bump on a log until he was like activated by Nicole and her psycho, ideologies. But you're right, he could have just divorced and then, moved on. I think that they would have been better off if Chris would have done what that one guy did and just leave and, pretend like he was never coming, back or whatever. Like that one guy that pretended he passed away, and then they found him like in another country. I think Bella, Cece, Shanann, Nico would have been way better off. And Shanann was a gorgeous girl, and she could have had, any guy. So yeah, she'd have been just fine. Never, never, Angela, it's scary as hell. Oh, Holly, I know, I know, I know. Poor sweet Bella, such a little old soul. I know, such a short life. Oh gosh, it wasn't fair, none of it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. And she was such a good big sister to Cece, you know. Uh, yeah, you got me with that one, Holly, because I know. Yeah, and made the kids watch. What a monster. Are you gonna do what you did to me, Oh Lord, that always gets me too. I told myself for a couple years that they weren't really in those barrels, but I guess they were. Yeah, I know. It's like oh gosh, the diameter of the opening that they would have had to put them in is absolutely horrific, to say the least. Yeah, that's Carolyn Cadle. That's Carolyn Cadle, Woman's Warrior. I saw that. Yeah. Mhm. She said the most horrific things I've ever heard about what someone has done. It was traumatic to listen to. Yeah. Yeah. He disclosed pretty much everything to her. But then again, Mr. Chris Watts over there, he was saved by the Lord about, 24 hours into his stay in the county jail. He was talking about, no, it probably wasn't that quick, but he was like, "Oh, I've been saved in Jesus and all this stuff." And I'm like, no comment. It's not up for me to judge, but yuck. And you've got to be kidding me. And there's Cindy. He's such a good boy. He's all about the Lord. I'm like, after he did that to his family, I don't think so. I don't think so. Aw, Cinderella, that's a sweet sentiment. When a child passes, I like to think that Jesus needs them more than we do. Aw. Ugh, it's just so sad. I think that is a beautiful statement. Um, all right, guys. So what we'll do is I want to show you guys this footage from my trip. So the end of my trip. So I went to lunch with the gals, some of our Dragon Tribe ladies here. And I'm going to show you guys kind of, let's see the video. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, here we go. So this is video. And let me go here and share it really quick. So bear with me. So drive along. This is my second trip because I did the first one. And that's where we got the cemetery footage and all that. Okay. So my second visit to Victoria Place, I'm just going to play and mute. So sorry about the music. I just didn't want you guys to hear the windshield wipers. So this is the Dude Wipes sign, and this is where Pig Fest was held. So this is Sunday afternoon. So you can kind of see there was still a little bit of activity over at that park. It's a great big park. Got fields and stuff. Hendersonville is a cute area. It certainly is. So got caught in a little bit of traffic over here. Yeah, we can dox Nicole K for sure, Joe. I don't see why not. I'm just kidding. Yes, I'm usually doxing is a big no for me, but that one, sure. Oh, you can't see Witchy Mama? I saw Witchy Mama. Shanann asked him to do the counseling and even sent him to couples workbook to do together. That's right. He was cheating the whole time. Oh my gosh, yes, Witchy. Yes, sure was. Sure was. Unfriggin' believable. Witchy says, I'm here. You heard the banjos, Joe? Oh, God. Yikes. All right, so here we go. Lady Freedom is driving. Oh, and this is just me, you know, I'm pulling in. You can kind of see Texas Road. Well, you can see Texas Roadhouse from the highway. You know, I exited off, and then this is the area. It is completely fenced in this area, just so you all know. And as we saw in Mr. and Mrs. E's crime cast, they showed that to us too. And it was packed at this time. This is around noon on Sunday, about noon 30, because I was a little bit late. I was running a little bit late. Okay, and I made it. It only took me one try to park. Look at me. I'm a freaking whiz kid. Check me out, guys. I don't know why Katie took 7 million tries in a bigger parking space with less cars around, but you know, I don't know. She might have been kicking back on that cough syrup. So this is me driving over because right after we did lunch, I decided to take a cruise over to Victoria Place. So I kind of fast forwarded through some of these stoplights. You'll kind of see that. It didn't magically turn green for me or anything. That's some movie magic right there. Kiki says, Joe, this is a banjo. This ain't no banjos over here. I'll take you some banjos, Kiki. Oh no, that's so funny. I don't have 2 streams going, you guys. You guys should be able to see Witchy. So now we're coming kind of up to a little bit closer by, and this is around that stop 30 location. And if you guys didn't see the video on stop 30, please go back and check it out. Also, Silvers on the Scene did a really great video as well on that. So definitely check that out. Because he went into the woods and helped search, which was amazing. And then there was some weird little camps and stuff back there. Very interesting. They can't see me. Are they on all chat or top chat? Oh, okay. Witchy says she doesn't have anybody blocked. Okay. Maybe top chat. So. I agree, Joe. Well, and we all change as we get older, you know. I was a lot cuter when I was younger too. So here we go, guys. We're, you know, cruising right along. I didn't have any like strange feelings as we were going through here at all. I was just kind of a little apprehensive about entering the neighborhood. But right when we turned into the subdivision is where I got like a really, I don't know, like a sick feeling, eerie feeling. Stop 30 Road is like, yeah, that place right off of there is so creepy, Brenda. It really is. It really is. That place was weird. I've never seen so many bones like that. Like, it was just really strange. Deanna. I'm on all messages and I can see Witchy. Okay, thanks, Ann. Yeah. So okay, you guys got her. Okay, great. Oh, good. Chi-Chi's got her. Good, guys. Awesome. Thank you. I wasn't sure. I'm like, that's weird usually. No, that's good. I'm glad we got it. And again, guys, this was a rainy day. It hadn't rained in Hendersonville for a while. This is where Stop 30 is. Sorry. Now I can tell by the landmark, that restaurant. Oh, good. Oh, great. Thank you, NorCal Gal. You're not a nut. That's hilarious. That is too funny. And then there's a gas station on the other side. And then that Hiller, guys, that was one of the major sponsors of PigFest. I thought it was so weird that we saw one of the vans on the way over there. And by we, I mean me. I don't know why I said we. Which you That's funny. No, we love sarcasm here. It's fantastic. We love it. So, it's kind of hard to see since I'm only, showing the roadways and stuff, but here's where we're kind of coming up um closer to the neighborhood, of course. A lot of the houses are back off the road, which is a big disadvantage, especially if we're trying to get footage from Ring doorbell cameras in the area and that sort of thing, just depending on how good the camera systems are. So, again, it's just strange that Sebastian wasn't caught on camera, especially in the neighborhood, you know? My imaginary friend was with me, Kiki. I'm like, by we, I meant me because it was only me in the car. Um, so all of Miss Sharon says, "Hey, witchy mama." No, and I was just, just driving along like, okay, what am I gonna find today? Um, I was just interested in getting some good footage in the area because, I just feel like people have been kind of shooed out of there, which I did get shooed out of there, which is fine. But I wanted to I was feeling a little brazen that day. Let's just say that. Um, I was brazen that day. But it was a beautiful time to be in Tennessee with all of the trees and everything like that. And the weather was fantastic until, it was rainy on Sunday, the day that I went back. Oh, I have a little rat in my pocket, like Mr. Jingles. And I wish that would have been fun if I would have had a little partner to tag team with me down there. Because I did. I drove straight through, which it wasn't a bad drive. Um, I think it was 16 hours when it was all said and done. Oh, you'll see, Deanna. It was one of the neighbors. They were not happy. They were not happy. And so I just like tried to apologize profusely. They weren't having it. Um, and then their two sons got in their vehicle and followed me out of the neighborhood. So um they're not very friendly in that neighborhood. And I will say that I understand to a certain extent. But the hostility is still strange, right? So here's that church, right? That one that we were talking about, the great big one, Long Hollow Church that you guys saw. And I should probably, slow some of this up and maybe post some shorts, but I was on their grass, little Michelle. I saw you. I saw you. She told me. I was like, you saw me do what? What? Step on the grass? And by the way, that ditch is not. That's the city's ditch. No, I wasn't trying to I didn't want to argue with the lady, and I wasn't trying to upset anybody. Sometimes curiosity kills a cat. So, and as you can see, there's no signs up for Sebastian anymore. There's just no signs up for him anywhere. Except for when we get to Chris and Katie's, but I didn't go down their street in this. Because of course I had some lady coming out like, "What are you doing? Who are you?" And I was like, Lady Freedom. So, and I think it takes everybody to care, even if it's not your family member, you know, because you have to think about, yeah, they're always telling us to touch grass, right, Kiki? But now we're not supposed to. I see how it is. Um, it's a lovely day in the neighborhood, not in Victoria Place. Not in Victoria Place. And like as you can see here too, guys, Sebastian would have been seen by people and cars passing by. He also would have passed right by this fire station, right? The Shackle Island fire station. If he chose to go that route, he would have been caught on camera over there. This is where the Freemasons is. That's the church. You can see the signs. I'll have to do like another video where we slow it down and I'll circle it out. This is the new addition or the new phase of the subdivision. And here's the creepy building with the mannequin. Welcome to Shackle Island. And then here is Victoria Place coming up. And I'll be turning in shortly. So here's Sebastian's neighborhood for those of you who haven't seen it before. And I'm going to put my hazards on and I'm going to get out of my vehicle. Because again, I was feeling very brazen that day. And I was like, sure, why not? I'm feeling extra saucy. And so, oh, hey, Justice Renewed, good to see you. Hey, late, doing updates on Rebecca Parks, horrible. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh yeah, it is horrible. Those people are complete trash. So here's Kellen. Here's the house, right? That got the flashlight video. So I wanted to show you where I was at. And I'm not the best film person, guys. I'm actually the worst, probably. At least I'm not too shaky with it. But this is the area that I was interested in as well, especially because it was raining, and I wanted to see how much water actually caught in there. Now you can kind of see me. I'm just filming the area. And then I wanted to go back and show the cameras that are hardwired. So in order for them to have jammed those cameras up, they would have had to have hacked into those cameras. And you can see the road here. And again, you know, with the water, you can see the different dips in the road, which is a good thing. So thank God for sending me some rain that day. Here's the ditch. This is the one Katie would have had to have jumped over, right? Or who they described Katie jumping over. Now it had been raining all morning. And you can see it's barely saturated the ground. There is some pooling, some puddles, but you know, nothing significant. There's also a drain right here that I wanted to take a look at because, you know, obviously anything is possible. But you see how that ditch goes all the way through back through the neighbors' backyards, right? Through the neighbors' backyards. And that's that common area that is said to have had the flashlights in. And you can absolutely see the gates in the back. Not everyone's property is gated. Obviously, you can kind of see that from, you know, just this footage here. But that it is a deep ditch at certain points. See, and I really wanted to hit that home and show you guys because I think it's important to note that, especially when there are times when the flashlight completely goes out of view. So somebody could have been walking in the ditch, you know. Thank you so much, Detroit. Thank you. Looks like it gets deeper. It does, Kiki. It does. And it's very, you know, full of rocks. And see, that's what I was trying to, you know, show everybody, right? So I don't know at what point this lady comes out, but I was just about to go over and see if my companions here were ready to boot, scoot, and boogie out of there. But here we go. I'm going to turn the sound on for us. Thank you so much, Bo. Look at that ditch, guys. That's really deep. And look at that hole right there. Oh, wait. I'm not ready to boot scoot boogie yet. I wanted to stand on the corner around by where the cameras were and just kind of get a good vantage point from there and see from the corner. I was just trying to really dig into this area where, there was questionable activity.
You ready to go? I'm sorry, ma'am. There's a little boy that went missing from this area, and I wanted to see if maybe he could have ended up in the tunnel here because it's so big.
What, are you related to anybody here?
No,
Well, you're
ma'am.
not allowed to film anything. It's my property.
Okay, well, I won't film anything else.
No, I want you to erase it right now. Go ahead. I want you to erase it. I'm gonna call the cops. They filmed. They did everything they could. Okay. They looked for him. I want you to erase that. It's my property. Can you please erase my property? I saw you over there.
Because somebody
Let me
said that
see.
he could have.
Sure.
Sorry, I was muted. So that was a very small part of this lady, yelling at me, but I didn't get the rest of it because obviously she didn't want me filming, and so I turned the camera off at that point to be respectful. But I still wanted to film up Kellen. So instead of pulling into a driveway and pulling out of the neighborhood, I went all the way up Kellen. So this is me going up onto Kellen here. So I really didn't care. I mean, I was at that point, I was just kind of, like, ugh. But so I'm going up Kellen. This is the route that the silver car, all of these cars that we've been looking at and on Mob Crew lately would have driven down the road. And of course, I'm going the speed limit just to let you guys know my phone fell there. But yeah, I'm just driving up the street. Now, when we see this, I know somebody had said last night that there was it's not really a cul-de-sac, but it is. See, you could do a turn. One way you go down, it's like the new builds, but then there's a cul-de-sac at the end of this driveway here where I just turned around that street, Devon Court, and usually it's oopsie, my phone kept on dropping. But usually when they say court, that's a cul-de-sac or court. So just so everybody knows, because I know it's kind of hard and you can't really tell. And I didn't want to drive down through in there really, but I might have been able to get out of my vehicle and hone in on Chris and Katie's backyard from there. But again, I wasn't trying to upset anybody in the neighborhood. I just want to investigate this area because it's where Sebastian went missing. Here's the creepy guys that were waiting on me. And where is Sebastian, Chris and Katie? Where is he? No man who is corrupt, right? Eric Craddock. And so here's just some pictures. Here's Chris posting about Dude Fest and dude wipes and piggies and all kinds of greatness. So that's it for that, guys. And I had a great time. I really did. While I was there, I enjoyed myself. Again, huge bunch of hospitality from our beautiful friends, Jen and Jeff. Really had a wonderful time. Okay, guys, so this is something special that I wanted to share with you guys, and I don't want to be on a too long because I did a really long live last night, and there's some things that I need to get ready for tomorrow. It's just going to be, you guys are going to be, I hope you guys won't be as disappointed with me, but I feel like you might be. Do not walk on that easement, witchy mama. I mean, they're gotta be watching out their windows. Like, that's all I can say, because it's not like it was a nice day out and they were having, a sweet tea or something on the porch. I mean, I could get that. Then I'd be like, hi. But the lady was mad too because I didn't knock on the door and speak with her first. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to knock on everybody's door in the neighborhood and ask for permission when it's a public street, KJ, thank you. You can't film. If you can't film from a public right of way, then every investigative news organization who has would be sued long ago. Well, and KJ, it's so funny because it reminded me of Gabby Petito, like whenever people were filming the laundries and then people were like renting out their front lawns to the media, so they could be in the action. I think it was hard to cross. Exactly, Little Miss Sharon. It's probably hard to cross where Katie crossed and ran back to the house. I was thinking Eastern European, excuse me, Kiki. I was thinking Eastern European. I almost called you Little Red. I lost even everyone, so I had to adjust it to all the messages again. They do well. You can't tell. It's kind of like what Heather said. You can't tell where one stops and one begins. So it's not like. I mean, if you want people to understand where your house, where your property line ends, you do the normal thing and put up a fence, right? And then this is my property and you can't come on it. But when you don't have a fence or whatever, people are just fine to come onto people's front lawns and knock on their door. I mean, you're not going to get a trespassing ticket or in trouble or arrested or anything like that. And that was the problem. They knew that. So they were really angry, because they knew they couldn't do anything about it, yet they didn't want me there. So I found that to be very interesting, especially because I would welcome people, in my opinion, not if they were like on my lawn and stuff, like, and they were doing something nefarious, but I'm talking about, I just don't see how they don't care that this kid's still missing. Indigo says, seeing all these nice homes, he could be hidden right in front of us, like them saying, if it was a snake, it bit ya. The wealthy can have sneaky ways right in front of us, in my opinion. I agree with that, Indigo. And it's so sad. Like, it's so sad to think about that they would be hiding or trying to be angry with somebody for looking, not hard to cross. Okay, yeah, Little Miss Sharon, thank you for clarifying. I mean, I will say if it was completely like dry, it wouldn't be very tough. Now the rocks and stuff in there, you might have to watch your footing a little bit, but that's not hard either, especially when you're trained military, in my opinion. So but I do want to show you guys this, and this is something that is so heartwarming to me. And also, I just was so happy when I saw this, that our lovely dragon sisters did, dragon sisters. This is how we light it up, right? This is how we light it up green. And so here we go, guys. I'm going to shut my mic off, and here we So where is Sebastian? Where is Sebastian? Where is Sebastian? And yes, I did bring out the polished turds for this. And the Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. I just typed in Merry Christmas and it gave me that meme, and I'm like, oh, this one's for Chris and Katie. Coffee Crime and Cat says, I woke up one morning and the gas company was parked on my front lawn so they could fix the meter across the street. My road doesn't have enough room for their equipment. Yeah, I mean, just sometimes people will use, and it's not even like anything bad. That's what's crazy, and then the defensiveness is off the charts. Um, Off the charts. But, I mean, any of those people, even when I see Anna Garcia go over there, Crime Watch Daily, right? And she's like running with her microphone. I'm like, oh shit, but that's what you do. Even our good friend Bullhorn Betty, she's amazing at doing that too. You got to have like, that tenacity, right? Yeah, you just have to have it. Aw. Kiki said I walked out on the front porch, forgot Mickey Mouse was there. Christmas decoration. I punched him. I need to mess with you, girl. And she's like, I got my reflexes on today. Mine went back up to the top message. Why is it doing that? Are we being watched by the FBI? Chuchi. I could just picture that. Kiki, we need you to do that, but have your husband film it so we can put it in a Christmas blooper. That's what I did last year for Christmas, guys, is I did like a blooper reel. And it was like some of America's most funny, or funniest home videos and all of that. Thanks, Kiki. They did such a good job. Our friends, and I was like, I was just like, I wish I was there. But then they sent the pictures and I'm like, oh, yay, I'll do a video. Yes, I need to do a green tree. Isn't that cute, Kiki? Oh my gosh, it was beautiful the first year too. I just loved it. It just, NorCal SoGal. And just so sweet for Sebastian. And again, bittersweet because I was just thinking he would love this. Witchy Mama says if you minimize YouTube for any reason, even 5 seconds to search, it'll put you back at the top messages. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so that's the issue. Thanks, Witchy. Gosh, you are so tech savvy, girl. I'm so grateful to have you have you. Oh, thank you, Chuchi. That's right. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Let's say his name, guys. Let's say his name. Oh. Kiki says, Chuchi about gave me a heart attack. Kiki, you're so funny. That is too hilarious. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall just then, right? Oh my goodness. No, those companies are something else. You should try. I know. So sweet. Those are our sweet friends, guys. Those are our sweet friends that did that. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. And of course, Lady Freedom puts her little snarky shit at the end, but it's all in good fun. Oh, you have a green wreath for Sebastian. Yay, Brenda. That is so sweet. I'm gonna do my tree. I did a tree for Sebastian last year. Yeah. I don't think I put lights on my tree. Well, my tree has lights. My tree's a little odd. You guys probably haven't seen it in a while. I put leaves on it this last time. But when she says not really tech savvy, just been caught by it before. I can't even set the clock on my coffee pot. That's like me, like it gets unplugged. I'm like, I'm not fixing it. Then I look over, am I late for my live? What time is it? Yay, Holly. Thank you. Thank you guys for the green hearts. Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted I couldn't wait to share that with you guys. I was so excited. I was trying to hurry up and get it ready. Oh God, by the time our live, I put it up right before. Because I was just dealing with with a damn circus, with this other stuff. Oh, I have a pizza delivery guy slide down on ice. Oh no, on my front porch. And I laughed in his face because he screamed. Oh no, Kiki. I'm terrible with I laugh at myself when I fall. So yeah. If somebody else falls, I laugh too, but I don't know. I think that's because we're from the jackass generation. Not jackasses, but I'm saying, where they would hurt themselves and then we would laugh. They also have a UPS guy trying to run back to the truck and almost fell over 3. Oh no. Bloopers are my favorite. Fail. It reminds me of The Office when Andy made the blooper reel, but it was like not even bloopers. He just put fail and like fart noises in it. It was really horrible. And then Jim made another one, and it was and it was actually Andy like trying to pick up the Gatorade and then he falls. It was so funny. I love that so much. That's one of my favorite clips. Aw, thank you, couponing. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Thank you. I'm going to do a tree for Joshua this year. I'm going to put all of his ornaments he got from when he was a baby on it. Oh, that's so beautiful, Miss Anne. I love that. The VCR that flashed to 12. Exactly. Exactly. I'm awful. I just need to make my own ring of bloopers. When I fall, I must certainly say a 4-letter word. Deanna. Yes, I do too. And then I'm like, I just start laughing if I'm not hurt, but usually I've only fell on my butt. So, there's enough cushion back there, I guess. Yes, 3. Jackass 3 was my favorite, Brenda says. I just loved watching that, or like when Viva La Bam, when he would go in there and play the music really loud, his poor parents. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I thought that was the funniest thing though. I'm like, I need to get a better hobby. My daughter was cleaning a client's house and was looking for a vacuum upstairs, and when she opened the closet, there was a full-size Buddy Elf. Oh no, staring back at her. She screamed. Her client. Oh no. Detroit was cracking up. She took pictures and sent it to me. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much, MSCS. Happy 1-year anniversary. Woohoo, she says. How time flies. I know, I know. It's been great though. I mean, a lot of crap happened, but a lot of it was well worth it. Witchy Mama says, "Oh my goodness, I'm going to because when I'm super upset and of full flashbacks and anxiety, I watch my vids of people slipping on ice and losing their wigs, losing their wigs and hats." And I can't stop laughing. See, I do that too, Witchy. I cope with humor, and like I know that that's not always maybe the best. Uh, mechanism, but I love it, and it puts me in a better mood. So I think that laughter is just as good as medicine, better even because there's never too much that you can take. you know. But I have laughed so hard or smiled so much that my face started hurting. So, oh my goodness, having a ring camera. I can see you watching your ring camera footage. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. Oh my gosh, and the guy's falling all over the ice. Oh. Oh my goodness, thank you, Indigo. And I hope I make you guys laugh as much as you guys make me laugh, because I do. I enjoy this so much. Deanna, if he had fell, I would have said, "I'm so sorry." Oh no. It's like, you're like, "I'm sorry you fell." Oh no. Then you got him back starting the chainsaw while Bam was asleep. Brenda, I don't know why I would just laugh and laugh about that, and then I would go, "Poor Phil," and then I would say, if if I ever did that to my dad, I wouldn't exist anymore. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be here with you fine people right now. It would have been a justifiable homicide. I've even got a video of scaring my teenage boys. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, you got me crying over here. Their faces running inside and me running because of a weirdo was running down the road after my car. I'm trying to read it for those of you on the earbuds. Oh my lord. Kiki, that's hilarious. Kiki's a mischievous mama. I love her. Oh, hey, anything to avoid Xanax, sleep for 12 hours. Exactly, Witchy. It's so much better. And it does. It helps our mental health so much to laugh. It really does. And have a sense of humor about ourselves and others. That homeowner was probably cracking up thinking, well, she found Buddy. Exactly. Exactly, Witchy. Oh, for sure you didn't wake my dad either. Oh, exactly. Oh my gosh, my dad would like saw logs too. It's like you knew when he was sleeping because he'd be snoring so damn loud. It's uh like the bear is asleep, right? Hmm. Don't wake the bear. Sorry, lady, you can't breathe. You're trying to read it, and I'm like dying laughing. Oh my god, you guys. Oh, you guys are the best. Well, I am going to I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Um, today's been a long day. There's been way more good than bad. Way more good than bad, and I just have to attribute that to all of you great people out there. And let's do what we can to try to figure out where we can search more areas. I know Jen's got tons of hot spots. Maybe we could start because I do plan on going for the 2 year to Tennessee. So I've already, prepared that for for myself and that sort of thing. I know, Kiki, that's me too. I'm like slap happy at this point. She said, sorry, y'all. When I get sleepy, I get goofy. That's right, a healthy bunch of funny ladies in the chat. That's right, and it's good to make each other laugh and, even especially when things are hard, you know? Laughter through tears is my favorite emotion kind of thing. The fall is usually fine, it's the abrupt stop at the end that hurts. Exactly. Coffee, crime, and cats, well said. I do have a drone, Witchy, but it's not a good one. Well, it's Nate's drone, but it's not good. Like we took it to the beach and it was very pixely. It's not a good one, but I didn't want to tell him that because you know how guys are with their toys. They're like, it's a good one. And I'm like, I've seen better. So I'm like, but oh, thank you, Brenda. Says a good night, all praying Sebastian gets justice soon and is brought home to Seth. Amen. Amen. And I'm always praying for Seth. Always, I'm always praying for all the family too. Clarity, conscience, remorse, the truth, NorCal SoGal says a little levity is good with all crazy antics of this case and this time of year and coming up to Sebastian's birthday. Exactly. And I just hope that, we warmed Seth's heart with that. I think it was so wonderful. I found it to be a fantastic thing. And, it's the little things that make such a big difference like that. It really does. Good. Yes. Yes, Kiki, we need you. We need all of our, voices. We need all of us standing, um, you know. So good night, Bo. Hugs to you too. Thank you so much. Aw, thank you. Thank you. That's right. Praying for justice. That's right. Praying for justice for Sebastian, and Seth gets his justice and his whatever that looks like for him. because I do. I wish all the very best to Seth. I do. I really, really do. Good night, Deanna. Aw, Kiki. We got our green hearts. I have to laugh on the inside. I can't laugh on the outside because I'll wake my husband up. And good. I'm glad we're making you feel better too, and making you laugh, Miss Ann. You make me laugh too. So it's, definitely a win-win. The funniest thing was what was in the summer, and it was the last thing she expected to see. She she's like, "Who the hell keeps Buddy Elf in a random closet?" I know. Well, especially because, like, yeah, when you're not thinking about it, and there's like horror movies where like people do hide in the closet and like watch people, and then you see the Buddy the Elf. Oh my goodness. Yes, Witchy Mama. I'll have to reach out to Chris. She says, I bet Chris from Mob would love some footage and have requests for certain areas at the time of the year. I know, exactly. I know, I know. That lady is not going to want to see me again. The lady is going to be she'll be like, you again. I told you. I seen you. I told you. I'm like, ma'am, I'm going to need you to work with me here. I thought we made friends last time. Was I wrong? That's terrible. That's terrible. I know damn well she wouldn't please with me. Faye, good morning, Faye. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. To many more, right? Yes, 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 yes. Detroit. It would be like a clown falling out of the closet, right? Or like seeing like a clown face. Oh no. Uh the scary clown masks are kind of the worst one, right? Because I mean, I remember just reading that book, It, you know, and it was like, I thought clowns were nice. I didn't know they stole little kids. Um, if we weren't all crazy, we would go insane. That's right. Lyrics from a song I love. Yes, Bo. That's right. That's right. It's Santa. I know him. Kiki says that's right. Or Kiki says right, Bo. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much, Detroit. Thank you. Happy birthday again, beautiful. Congratulations on your 1-year anniversary. Thank you, Detroit. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Kiki, we just got to make sure. I can see me and Kiki getting in so much trouble. Then we just look at each other like, I don't know who talked who into what, but here we are. Did I tell you to do that, or did you tell me to do? Oh no, Kiki, we'd have a ball. We would have a ball. I would love to do even like this trip, maybe even spend like a night in Nashville or something. I think that would be kind of fun. Because there's all kinds of music. The music scene there is really awesome, and so there's a lot to do. Um, that's right. Another thing I say is everybody loves a little nut now and then. Miss Anne. Aw, that's right. You gotta be a little crazy, right? It's very, oh, how do I wanna say this? Um, it'd be boring if we were, uptight all the time. Hey, Jen, we may find Sebastian sooner than you think. I think so too, Jen. Oh my gosh, I've been on the edge of my seat lately with Sebastian's case, just waiting. I feel like it is when I first started doing videos and I'd wake up in the morning and search him first. I keep searching him first. Um, and guys, as soon as I find out about Guilty of a Crime, the one that's covering Devlin's case, I will definitely share it out to you guys as well. So, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm in for the Nashville nightlife. That would be so fun. I think we would have a blast. Kiki says, Lord have mercy. Oh my goodness. It'd be very, very interesting. It'd be interesting. We got to get a party bus. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, it's been so long. Oh my gosh, it's been too long. It's been too long. Cakes Boo, thank you for being here. Good to see you. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hey, Cece. Hey, we're just wrapping up tonight, but I'll definitely be back on tomorrow. We have lots to talk about, Lots and lots to talk about. It feels like something is about to happen in Sebastian's case, in my opinion. I think so. I think so. NorCal SoGal, yay. Yes, absolutely. I think it'd be a blast. I can't stay the night though. My family would be lost. Kiki, we're gonna kidnap you. They're gonna report Kiki missing. Just kidding. We had her. We had her over here. We're not holding her for ransom. We just held her hostage for one night. That's terrible. All right, guys. Well, thank you all so very much. I will see you all tomorrow. Please have a wonderful rest of your night. And Tuesday is going to be a big day for some of this stuff that has been a brewing. All right. Have such a wonderful rest of your time, guys. Thank you all so much.